Hey guys, what is going on? So today we're going to be talking about my favorite cases for the iPhone 17 Pro. We have a lot of cases to go through. Some are very, very bulky and protective and durable and have crazy drop protection, and others are very, very minimal and slim and just very satisfying to use. So the first one that we're going to go over is the mopped snap case. And with this case, it really does remind me of the old-fashioned Apple leather cases, but this mopped case is actually not real leather. It uses a vegan leather material, which I really do like, and I actually much prefer as well. So with this one, I picked the silver iPhone 17 Pro. It was so hard for me to choose which color I wanted to choose, but for me personally, I've always been a white/silver phone user, so I decided to go with this color. And with this one, it really matches this color right here. And they have so many different colors to choose from. So if this one isn't your style, they have, again, so many different kind of colors that you can choose from that they have one that's your style 100%. So with this case, the first thing I want to go over is the buttons. Now, like I said, this does remind me of the old-fashioned Apple leather case, including the metal buttons on this case. These buttons are aluminum, which adds a whole nother level of luxury and premium feel onto this case. So here's what the buttons sound like. As you guys can hear, they are very clickable and easy to use, which I really do like for me personally. The next thing I'm going to go over is the lip protection. And with this case, it does have nice lip protection on the screen and the camera. So pretty much however you put your phone, camera down or screen down, your actual device is going to be protected, and that's very important, especially if you get a colored iPhone like the orange or deep blue. So with this, I really do like, especially with the back right here, is protected at all times. No matter how you put your phone down, it's going to be protected. This case also does have a camera control button, so basically it is super easy to use when you're using your camera control, which again is very important for me, and it's very flush against the case, which again I really do like. All right guys, so for the next case, we're going a little bit more bulky and protective. So this one is the Subcase Unicorn Beetle, and yes, this is probably one of the most durable cases, one of the most kind of bulky cases that I've ever seen. But if you're the person that drops your phone a lot and just wants the max protection ever out of any case, this case is the one for you. As you guys can see, this has a very, very rugged kind of look to it. And honestly, it matches the iPhone 17 Pro very, very well. And with this case, it also does have a stand. So basically you're able to adjust it at whatever angle that you want. So you can stand it up however you want. It also does have this very, very premium kind of matte texture design on the back, which again, makes it look very, very good in my personal opinion. And the buttons as well, super clickable and super satisfying to use as well. And this case also does have a camera control button. And honestly, for something that's more protective and a little bit more bulky, it is actually really, really helpful to have a camera control button, because you don't want to dig in there if it's a cutout, because it just won't be as satisfying to use. So I'm really, really glad that they added this on this kind of case. All right, guys, and this next case is the eye blazing case. Now this one is completely different from any other case that we went over. This one is a two-piece kind of case, and again, it is also very, very durable and a little bit bulky, but that's because it's meant to protect your phone from insane drops. So this one, like I said guys, it is a two-piece kind of case. One piece has an actual tempered glass screen protector installed onto the case itself, and also this kind of TPU kind of material, kind of soft material case that goes inside of it. So this one, guys, is a very protective case, probably the most protective case that I've seen for the iPhone 17 Pro series. So if you're the one that drops your phone an insane amount of times and pretty much on a day-to-day basis, or if you're a construction worker doing stuff outside all the time and need that protection, this case is the one for you. Like, this case does add quite a bit of weight to it and a little bit of thickness, but that is because it is meant to protect your phone. So with this one, the buttons, super satisfying and super easy to click as well. And these ones look a little bit bigger than the other previous case I went over, and that's probably to make it easier to press and easier to find with this kind of case. This case also does have a very similar camera control button as the previous case, which makes it very, very easy to use, especially with a very protective case like this one right here. But that's not all, guys. This case also does have a stand, so you can pretty much put your phone down at whatever position you want with the stand. And it is actually different because it's not in the center of the phone, but it's actually near the camera section right here. So it's kind of hidden and kind of camouflaged into the case, which honestly I really, really do like. And then the rest of the case is kind of this TPU kind of rubbery feel, which does add quite a bit of grip to it, holding it on a day-to-day basis, which again is very important with the case kind of this protective. All right, guys, and now going to a more minimal kind of style case, a more thin kind of case. This is the TAC premium case, and the first color is this diamond clear color. This is one of the clearest cases I've ever reviewed on this channel, and I've been using these cases for a while now. But basically, they're just very clear cases for the iPhone 17 and 16 series. So if you want to show off the color with your brand new iPhone 17 Pro, especially the cosmic orange or the deep blue, these cases are what you're looking for. And with this case, it's only 1 millimeter thin, so basically it doesn't even feel like you have a case on your phone. So if you like the more minimal kind of thin kind of case design, this case is the perfect one for you. Also, with this case, it does have screen lip and camera lip protection, even though it's only 1 millimeter thick, which again is very important for me because, again, if you want to put your phone screen down or camera down, your actual phone is going to be protected, even though it's a very slim and minimal case. And if you want a more of a tinted kind of look, there's also a onyx clear color, which that would look really good with a deep blue color. But with me, I really like this clear, just the diamond clear option with this case. This case also does have precise cutouts for each individual button and speaker hole at the bottom of the phone. So basically, again, it literally doesn't even feel like you have a case on your phone, which for me personally, with how thick the iPhone 17 Pro has gotten, is very important. So yeah, with this case, very minimal, very different than the previous cases, but I really do like it. All right, guys, the next case is the TORRAS O stand case. Now, this is the silicone version. They also have a different version I'm going to be talking about next, but this is actually pretty similar to the previous case that we went over, and also same kind of buttons as well. These buttons are aluminum like the previous case that we went over, which again, I much prefer because it just adds like a nice premium style and feel while using this case. This case also does have a flush camera control button, which again is very important. This one is actually aluminum and it literally is completely flush with the case, which I really do like. But with the main thing with this case is that it has a stand. So you can pretty much have this however you want on your desk, on your nightstand, however you want to set your phone up, you can set it up, and there's multiple ways you can have this, especially if you work at a desk where you need your phone to be 100% accessible to you. This case is perfect for you, and I really do like it. It also does have camera lip protection and screen lip protection, which again is very important. All right, guys, and the next case is from the same brand, TORRAS, but this is their upgraded version, and I talked about this on the previous iPhone 16 Pro model, and they upgraded it with the iPhone 17 Pro, which again, guys, this is one of my favorite cases of all time, mainly because of how cool it actually looks. Like, this case does look different from the previous cases and pretty much any case on the market. Just the way that it's matte on the back and has grippy sides on the side, and also does have Air Protect technology. So basically, this case is very durable for extreme drops and stuff like that. So if you end up dropping your phone a lot, this case is the one for you, especially because it also does have a stand like the previous case that we went over. So same exact functions as the previous case. And obviously this case does have screen lip and camera lip protection. So basically, again, no matter which way you put your phone down on the table, or I guess you can put it down like that as a stand, but if you put your phone down, like screen down or camera down, it's going to be protected and your phone's not going to get chipped or anything like that, which again is very important for the iPhone 17 Pro series. But something that's different with this case is that there's actually aluminum buttons that goes with the case. So when you take the case out of the box, it does have these plastic buttons, which again are very clickable, very easy to use as well. But if you want to level up the game, if you want to have something a little bit more premium, it does include aluminum buttons into the package. So I really like this because if you want a little bit more premiumness onto your case, the metal buttons add this functionality to the case. But if you like the plastic color popping buttons, these are really cool, and it kind of matches the vibe of the case itself. All right, guys, and for the next case, this case is also very protective and durable as well. This is ESR Cyber Series case. So again, this case is meant for the person that drops their phone a lot or works like at a very construction, like laborious job that needs top tier protection, because this case does add quite a bit of bulk and weight to the phone itself. But again, that is because it is made to have the best protection out of any kind of case. So this case also does have a stand near the camera portion right here. So again, you can stand this up however you want, but this case also does have precise cutouts near the camera section as well. So basically every portion of the aluminum on the iPhone 17 Pro is covered with this case. So if you're afraid of it getting nicked, and especially if you've got a crazy color like the cosmic orange or deep blue, this case will protect that aluminum very well. It also does have very clickable and satisfying buttons, and also a capacitive camera control button as well. So it makes it a lot easier to have a kind of physical camera control button where you can easily use it. Even though for me personally, I don't really use the camera control button too much. Let me know if you guys do in the comments below, but I really do like that because it makes it more premium and it just feels good in the hand as well. All right, guys, the next case is again from ESR. This is the Cloud Series case. So this is a silicone case, which is actually pretty similar to the previous one that we went over, but just adds a nice minimal kind of design. So again, this case is made out of silicone and has a very similar kind of design as the previous model, where it has the camera stand as well, and also has precise cutouts for each individual camera, which again is very important, especially with this kind of aluminum on the iPhone 17 Pro. And it kind of reminds me of the Apple silicone case, but honestly better because it has the camera portion protected and a stand included into the case as well. And again, guys, the buttons, very clickable and satisfying to use. It also obviously has a capacitive camera control button as well. So again, using camera control is very easy, and it is protected as well with this case. And I forgot to mention, guys, this case also does have screen lip and camera lip protection on this case and the previous case that we went over as well. Every single case I went over in this video has those two features, which again, for me personally, is a must, especially if you're buying a case, you need it to protect your main important features on the iPhone, which is the cameras and the screen. You want to make sure those are protected at all times. And with all these cases, those are protected. So yeah, those are the reasons why all of these cases made it to my top cases for the iPhone 17 Pro, because those are very important for me personally. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much it. Those are my top cases for the iPhone 17 Pro series. Let me know your favorite down in the comments below. I'd love to know what you guys think. But yeah, hopefully this video helped you and you picked a case for your brand new iPhone 17 Pro. There's going to be a lot more iPhone 17 series content on this channel. So if you like this kind of content, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.